There's client privilege, I mean.
Excuse
If
me?
you want them, you can ask for them.
Tell them you want them in the building by noon on the 20th.
We have a safe over there, and there's no reason for them not to be in that safe.
They were the hot shots that picked noon on the 20th, let them live with it. Tell them you want your paperwork here. That's ridiculous. And they're a piss poor firm. Everywhere we have fought green energy, Rick Shepard and his clowns have been a pain in the shorts. So, congrats that they're leaving. It'll be better for Collins Township. Thanks, Sam. Sorry.
Stop.
So we'll revert back to the 20th, but we want the records returned. Thank you, Sam.
Motion made by Sam to accept the resignation as of November 20th at 12:01 a.m. with all records returned. Is there, I had dates that have to be back by. Is there any, you want to throw that in?
They're done on the 20th, everything's back in here. Well, they're done at 12:01 a.m., so if they're done at 12:01 a.m., everything should be here the Thursday before, because our office is not open over the weekend. Wait,
Well, no,
it's
no,
not the
no.
weekend,
No,
that's
the
a
20th is Wednesday.
Wednesday. Nope, I thought, my bad.
Want to do it one more time?
Have the documents. I made the motion,
Yeah,
even
well,
though Charlie thinks he did.
I didn't think nothing, Sam, sorry.
What is it?
The documents back on the afternoon of 12:01 on the 20th.
Well, the letter says 12:01 a.m., Sam.
Well, we're not gonna get, I'm not gonna be here at midnight to.
I'm just
accept
saying
it.
what they said.
Let's say 12:01 noon.
Okay, Sam.
plus a minute.
On the 20th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I have a letter here from the township assessor who says that she will be discontinuing her operation with Caucaland Township.
Yay.
But on this letter, I'd like to ask you a question. Why did you hold this letter for a week? And the letter was crystal clear that this resignation was 2 weeks out so that we could get someone to shadow so they would understand. Why would you hold this for this amount of time? That's like trying to set somebody up to fail, sir. If I didn't know better. But we will, I'll make the motion to accept this resignation. But
She sent me the resignation on Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
I don't work Thursday or Friday.
yeah, she was in the
But it's
building.
dated November 6th, which was the day after the election, so that
Wednesday.
was a Wednesday. We were here on Wednesday.
Yes, I was here on
But, well, I'll make the motion to accept it, but I would,
Second, to accept her resignation. Do I hear a second?
I made it.
Oh,
All you gotta do is second it, let's get it going rolling.
Obviously, we'll need to have all of our materials, logins, all of that information returned as well.
We'll probably have to change the logins on the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to have access to do that, so.
And for lack of a person other than that would need to probably take place with the incoming either treasurer or the incoming supervisor, because they're going to be around. So the transfer of her information, since they are the Monday through Friday or whatever, they're the ones that are here. They need to know.
Well, there's not a lot of transfer because all her information is here.
It's
When
in
she
the
needs
system.
her information, she just comes in by phone line into the system. She's attached.
Via the internet.
by
Yeah,
the
she's in the
internet.
assessor's portion of the SNA.
Fine.
Has everything been balanced for the winter taxes yet?
Yes.
There's another assessor on her stuff. My wife did a FOIA that she got recently, and there's a Kelly that comes up. Is that one of her people, or?
She had an assistant, but I don't think that Kelly is her assistant anymore, is
That's
she?
the name of those papers.
That's the name on the FOIA.
I know, but the assistant don't work with her anymore. I don't know what day she quit, but. All right,
Still don't have a second.
yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
first,
good.
he second.
I missed that. Hey, it's not like you guys are real clear. So, all right, DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Davidson,
yes.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz.
Yes.
All right. So, obviously, we got a new letter after I talked to AJ in regards to the zoning administrator, and he no longer wants to be the zoning administrator.
So I'll make a motion to accept his resignation effective immediately.
I'll second it.
Is he the building inspector also?
Yes, but he's only resigning from one of the offices apparently, according to this letter.
He was
Okay.
kind of seeing if he wanted to take both positions and decided he did not.
Okay, so
So
this
he'll
isn't a
continue.
grudge thing, it's just I can't handle the whole vote thing.
Well, it's whatever it is.
See very much.
You know, if the day of new beginnings, that's what we see.
Yeah, not worth the pay.
Go ahead.
Campbell,
Yes.
Davidson,
Yes.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
DeShano.
Yes.
All right, we have a request here for PA 116.
So I make the motion to accept the PA 116 that was turned into our office on November 4th for Mark Paget and Cindy Paget for their parcel that's listed as 080-028-400-015-00.
What is that?
I'll second it. This is the original
Ready?
Yes, go ahead.
Davidson,
Yes.
Class,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
You get that account number and that down?
I don't know how it's on here, and I think.
All right.
One thing they'd like to try to figure out regarding that specific item, and I did ask some people on the county level, and they don't fully grasp. There's been questions, and they wanted to combine their parcels, and they finally gave up trying because we cannot keep a zoning administrator long enough to make this go through. They wanted their 2-acre parcel attached, so then the whole thing would be in PA 116. And they had been talking with, and if you wonder why I voted for certain people's resignations, they have talked to Joan and they could get nowhere. They talked to the zoning administration and got nowhere, and she said, we want this accomplished now. So, and I will be calling them to let them know to speak to the county, because I spoke to equalization today and they said they don't understand what the problem was.
So, I'm
Go ahead.
just if I can.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
oh, hi, how you doing, Cindy? Did I say that right?
Yeah. and-
Thank
and
you.
The one thing I did want to point out is I never did officially send in the official paperwork, but my verbal questions, you know, they had mentioned that they didn't think it was possible because there would be 2 premises
Yeah.
on one property. So,
If you come see me after the meeting, I have an email for you to contact,
okay,
and he can help you with that.
okay, thank you.
So, the next thing on the new business. In the election, we voted for a fire millage. 1 mill, which was a renewal of what we had. And it was 2 late when it was determined that the verbiage on the millage we were voting on was not exactly like the millage, so we couldn't call it a renewal. So here's what's gonna happen. Even though the millage passed, there will not be a fire millage on your taxes for this fall. And next year, we're going to vote for a new millage, 1 mill. It's not gonna be a new millage, it's gonna be the same renewal, but it'll be, we gotta re-vote on it. And then it'll be on your 2025 taxes. So you're gonna see a little reprieve on your taxes for the 1 mill for '24 because the verbiage was wrong.
Okay.
Now, the verbiage we did receive seems to have come from Smith and Brooker, and at this particular moment, you're going to get a letter, a little piece of paper in your tax bill explaining this whole thing again, and that Smith and Brooker is going to handle the
Correction,
I was going to handle the cost of revoting.
re-administration of the new millage.
Election.
So what happens to the fire department in the meantime? Do they
They
get any
keep
funds?
functioning.
They keep functioning.
I will tell you as a fire chief, rest assured, you will still get the same exact coverage you have always gotten. Nothing will be less. Smith and Brooker decided to put personnel instead of operations, which has been operations for the last umpteen years. So somebody was able to copy and paste or pay attention to what was going on. Me as the fire chief, obviously, am very concerned because we had an overwhelming amount of people that voted in the township. We had an overwhelming amount of people that voted for the fire department millage, which they do every year. And nobody's more thankful than me and the people that work on that side of the wall. So thank you very much for that. I've already requested, when the new board sits, we will have a special meeting so the township residents can sit down, so those people understand that this millage is null and void and the millage we're doing is just one, so people don't get the wrong idea that we're trying to hook them for another millage. And I think we need to be very transparent and upfront with it as the board. And me as the fire chief, obviously, needs to come forward and go. If there's any questions, please come and see me. I will answer everything I can answer, but rest assured, everything will continue to operate as it does. As far as the truck goes, some people are questioning how we are going to make a truck payment because we can't take it out of a personnel bill. Said and done, the township owns the truck. They bought the truck, they loan us the money out of their bank account, we pay it back to them, that's what we always did. So, at the end of the day, why were they gonna repo from us and move to the other side of the fire station? They own the truck. If the board decided tomorrow we don't have to pay them any more money for the truck, we own the truck. So, don't worry about the truck not being paid for at Welby, and do not worry about any service. Your service will continue to be the exact same and better than it's always been.
Thank you.
All right, and then there is going to be a flyer in your tax bill explaining that same thing, to make sure we cover everybody that knows what's going on.
Under FYI, our planning commission, I mentioned to you, had not had some meetings, and there were quite a few people at the planning commission meeting this month, and of course, I was the only one there, because it was canceled in the 12th hour, literally just before it was to take place. It was never put online that it was canceled, never put on the door it was canceled, never put on the sign outside that it was canceled. The one lady, Nancy Finkbeiner of 1540 Wetters Road, had filed a complaint on 4/16/24 about a building site. The building site, I was told by Mr. Schmidt that they could not put a pole barn on that site because it was out in the front yard, in the house on a corner lot, which makes it weird, but all of a sudden there's a temporary building in the front yard.
It's huge.
And so, in light of not having a zoning administrator, and the way that our zoning reads that you can't have that building out in your front yard, I think that would behoove if we would send a citation to inform them that this building is not legal to be sitting in their front yard on a corner lot.
So have you talked to AJ? Because AJ was going to go over there last week and look at it.
I talked to AJ, believe it or not. I talked to Fred too, because you dot your i's and cross your t's. And that's why I'm now giving you this communication that was handed to me on Thursday night from this resident. And this needs to be dealt with, because as we just found out on M13, Elite put a sign up, we didn't deal with it in a timely manner, and now we're told it can't come down.
No, you couldn't have taken it down at the beginning. All right, the sheriff's report. I guess I don't even know what I did with mine. There it is. 186 calls. 9 well-being calls, 7 B&E alarms, 16 railroad,
Reckless driving.
what are they? Reckless
Reckless
driving,
driving.
okay, reckless driving. 15 traffic stops. And then everything else is kind of miscellaneous. At 1, 2, 3. I think there was 8. Looks like 8 road rage. That's unusual. Guess I haven't seen that one lately.
Not on M13.
I've witnessed it myself. Did you know that, right?
Anything else? I make a motion that we adjourn.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's not quite get too fast. So, this will be our last board meeting, and it doesn't really matter what I said at the beginning of this meeting when we prayed, stands still at this point. We want to thank Melissa and Sam for years of dedication to Calhoun Township. We do have a new day, but you know what? We can't forget where we came from. So thank you very much for all you have done for the people of the community, about what you've done for our fire department and that. So thank you.
I make a motion that we adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.